Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
And hello and welcome to episode 221 of On the Bench, the podcast for scale modelers by scale modelers, all about scale models. And this episode is being brought to you by our latest Patreon supporter, Julian Watts. You too can help support the show just like Julian. Simply go to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month. All fully paid Patreon supporters get a wonderful OTB sticker and, of course, go into the wonderful Patreon Wheel of Fortune. OTB is proudly sponsored by Scale Model Supply. So let's hear a few words from Scott.
Hi, I'm Scott, the creator and owner of the Scale Modeler Supply, Australia's largest manufacturer of hobby paints. Our premium airbrush-ready acrylic lacquer paints are designed specifically for use on plastics, with a comprehensive range covering all popular modelling subjects including military, aircraft, rail, auto, sci-fi and more. And not only that, but we also have a wide selection of essential hobby tools and now, Infinite Colour, our new range of water-based paints for miniatures. So to check out our range and to find your closest retailer, please visit our website at scalemodeler.com.au. So when quality matters, choose SMS Paints.
And hello and welcome to the show. And in the studio, I've got Ian.
G'day Dave, g'day Julian, g'day everyone out there in Radioland.
And got Julian.
Do you say that just to annoy me?
Yeah.
it works.
Good.
I mean, if I could get away with that, I would do that all the time too.
Well, we've got a great show lined up. We're going to be talking with Spencer and Mason about PatCon 2025, which is coming up in, this month, September.
Yes.
So that'll be great to catch up with
it's
those
gonna be
guys.
a great show.
But before we get to all that, we've got some other stuff to get through. First of all, what have you guys been up to?
Groundhog Day, same thing. Not much. I did a pre-order for the new Edward P40N dual boxing.
Oh, yeah.
Gold, what is it?
Is that
Royal class?
Is that the one where it's going to have all the decals from all the...
No, that's a separate
okay.
boxing.
You going to do that one?
No.
I reckon it looks cool.
Nah, to me it looks a bit weird.
Oh, okay.
The Royal class P40N's really nice.
Yep.
They got a new fuselage sprue, of course, because it's the N version.
Okay.
With a different canopy.
Yep. Didn't the N have a different engine as well?
I think it may have, updated Allison in there. It comes with a nice poster, which I really enjoyed, with the that coral sand coloured P40s. They had a Macon Island. So, no, I was very happy with that. Besides that, I haven't been doing all that much as usual because I just don't have the space, don't have the time.
Julian?
So I've been just sort of chipping away at my various cars. Not a whole lot. Been a bit sort of lazy with it. Other than that, so I saw that our Canadian friends will not be getting some of the Guns products anymore.
What's going on over there, man?
It's to do with like a chemical in the paint.
Is it the lacquer paints they can't get or the water base?
It's the aqueous ones.
The water base.
They're not technically water based, right? They're like alcohol based. They're the ones that you like.
Yeah, well, the ones, yeah.
Well, you like them because they were like the best paint around here during the 90s, right? Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't affect. It affects mostly that line, the thinners to do with it, some of the spray cans and things. But for the most part, their lacquer line is untouched, right? So
it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think they'd go after the lacquers before they go after those.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought, I looked at it and I went, you know what? I think I might just put through an order because it reminded me that I needed a bunch of stuff anyway. So I put through an order with, just stocked up on lots of.
In case it happens here with our.
Yeah.
With our laws.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
you never know.
all it takes is for like one big enough market to say, yep, we're not going to have this anymore because it's got this particular chemical and we're not having that chemical around. You know, like CFCs, remember when...
Yeah, look, I get CFCs, but I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, like, what I mean is, like, if one big enough country adopts it, they'll just kill the whole line and just re-engineer it anyway.
But, Canada, God bless them, they're not that large on the scale model sort of world stage. So it's not like It's not like Mr. Hobby are going to go, oh, well, gee, there goes 1% of our market. We're going to stop producing them full stop now.
Well, they're a bit more than 1%.
Maybe 2%.
Maybe, yeah. In any case, I'm not one to wait until things are gone.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the toilet paper shortage. Right,
the modelling version of toilet
using paper towels and other things,
the neighbour's cat. But we've always got a good fallback because we've got that really awesome brand here called SMS.
That's right.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I use this,
and I'm starting to really use a lot of SMS now.
Yeah.
I've started to go away from the Mr. Hobby.
Yeah.
Except for the colours.
I never thought you would because you were such a ride or die for.
Yeah, well, that's
even you wouldn't even use their other products. You would only use the Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
You were baked on hard, man.
Well, when you got what 300 odd different variations of colour.
Yeah.
That's
but like the lacquer line has more colours in it.
Yeah.
It does it?
Mm.
Yeah, because especially for interior of Japanese planes.
Yes, I've noticed that. Yes, because you can get the
all the different types,
colours, the Nakajima colours, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
because they're all different.
I've
shades
bought some
of
of those. Yes.
It's not like the American planes where you can just go zinc chromate green done.
I'm not always.
One colour fits all.
You also got the bronze green.
Yeah,
colours.
the bronze green, like the one exception. I mean, how many planes actually use that?
Actually, a fair few, to be honest.
Isn't there like one, like maybe if you build some of the late Corsairs and some of the late P-47s or something like that, but most of the time that never pops up.
Yeah. Unless you're into 1950s aircraft and it's usually black.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I did. I bought like some more thinners. I was running a bit low, and I kept forgetting about it because I don't manage my my notes too carefully. I try to keep like a notepad going of things that are running low or running out.
I've got pretty much the full range of Mr. Hobby, plus probably about another 100 in a drawer.
Yeah, but I mean, also,
of colours I use.
Chances are, in the future, I might just take all of my Aquarius stuff and just give it to you, because you'll use it and I won't.
I will, yeah. But the thing I like about the SMS nowadays is
just
it's quick.
It's so fast. Isn't
it's so quick. Bang! I paint it. 10 minutes later, I can touch it and keep working.
Not even 10 minutes sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but I like give it.
And
10 minutes.
You can thin it really down as well, and it's just awesome. Or if you don't want to, just straight out of the bottle. It's
That's what I usually do.
I just straight.
No,
out of the
I always thin it.
No, I always straight out of the bottle.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm doing.
Oh, you're doing cars?
I'm
Yeah,
doing
okay,
cars.
yeah,
I'm not doing some, pre-shading type thing or anything like that.
No.
I'm just laying down fully opaque coats almost every single time. Yeah.
So,
the only thing I don't is the clear, right?
The
glossy clear, which I prefer the Guns Super Clear 3.
Yeah, SMS has now brought out a sealer for their chrome.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yes.
Right, that's going quite well. I'll have to grab a bottle of that.
I'll have to grab a bottle of that too.
Try that out. So, unless Scott wants to give us one.
I don't want to try that because I would have to buy a separate airbrush for that. Because my current airbrush lineup only takes lacquers, and I don't want anything else going through them.
Yeah, that's what I'm like that. I've got I think 4 airbrushes, one for colours, one for metallics, one for clears,
and then
and a big bugger when I'm doing like large ships, and I don't want to have to refill the pot 10 times.
I've got a dedicated one for metallics, and that's it. Otherwise, the other one.
I've learnt my lesson. There's nothing worse than you clean the airbrush out and you think it looks absolutely spot on. You go to paint another colour, and all of a sudden these metallic flakes start appearing in your paint. It's like,
I'd rather paint.
That taught me the biggest lessons. Like, no, that's it.
I use my old Runway 13 airbrush for my metallics.
Me too.
Right?
Yeah, Runway 13. Yeah,
it's good enough. Yeah, it does the trick.
It's funny. I used exactly the same airbrush for mine as well. Run my 13 one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go,
There
everyone.
you go.
So if you want to run metallics, get a run by 13 airbrush.
Well, just use whatever your first airbrush was, whatever crummy one.
Yeah,
you know.
metallics. Yeah.
The other thing you should get, since you do build ships and potentially other large aircraft, because you should get like a big airbrush.
What, you want an automated spray gun?
Well, that's. Well, I mean, like at least
Underneath that big pile of paint, there's some plastic.
I tell you what, man, I adore my what's that, Mr. Hobby I forget what PS.
The trigger one.
Yeah, the pistol grip one.
Pistol grip
Yeah,
one.
I've got to
with
get
the
one of
big
them.
cup, and it's
Gotta
it's
get
point
one
and
of
it's a 0.5 needle.
Oh, really?
It's a dream to paint with, especially for large things. I'm done and dusted
What,
so
what,
fast.
what are they sting you?
0.5 meter. You could.
No, it's actually really pretty. Like as far as airbrushes go, it's not that expensive.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
I think I bought it for something like all including because you have to buy the handle part separate. I think it was something around the 250 mark.
Oh, that's really reasonable.
Yeah, 0.5 needle. You could spray paint honey.
No, maybe not.
Go that far.
Let's not go that far.
You should have seen the look I got from these two guys.
Are you insane?
Yeah, I mean, I mostly use it for metallics, but sometimes I get lazy and I'm just like, I want to get this. I want to be. This it's wet. I'm in the garage. Maybe it's too hot or too cold or something. Like I want to get out of here, right? So I'll just fill up that thing and just go boom,
jam it on.
I'm done and dusted in like 5 seconds. You know.
Yep. In and out.
Yeah, for a ship model, I wouldn't. Knowing that I have to be multiply, refilling the airbrush and then, little tiny backwards and forwards all the way along it. Nah. Screw that.
No.
Wow, yeah.
No, I totally agree. I'll definitely. And where'd you get that from?
I bought it when I was in Japan.
Oh, okay. So
Right, 'cause I
it's something
knew-
that I'll need to order in.
Sort of, but
I'll check out B&H, see if they've got one.
Yeah, I'll send you.
Send me a link. Send
I'll-
me a link.
yeah,
What
I'll
it is,
send-
and
I'll send you a link for
I'll
all the
definitely, I'll
details.
definitely add one of them to my collection of spraying equipment.
Well, talking about spraying, it's a great thing. I can give a plug to our good mates, those hayseeds from Kentucky, Plastic Model Mojo, because on their latest episode, they've got Dr. Strange brush on.
We've had him on.
Yeah, talking
great
about
guy.
what's wrong with my airbrush. That's their episode 147, so go and check that out as well.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, he's a great person. You can talk underwater.
Oh, well,
Dr. Strange brush.
he's he's got so much information to give.
He has.
You
So what about you, Dave? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well,
Hang on, wait.
Wait.
Can I? Since we're already on airbrushes, can I
Sure.
just say, like, buying a good quality airbrush has never been more affordable,
yes.
right? Because it's not like the old days where Iwata and Mr. Hobby type airbrushes were either out of reach, and when you could reach for them, they were horrendously expensive.
What did mine cost me? $700.
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Yeah.
You spent $700 on an airbrush?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It's a bloody good
Well,
hairbrush.
yeah, you're talking about the 0.18, aren't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
The one you put me on.
Yeah. So that
Typical Julian makes me spend money.
mine cost, I think, about 500. I think something like that. In any case, that's a kind of an exception because that's like the most expensive airbrush you can buy, right? But what I mean is, like, if you just want like a very standard
Good quality.
Iwata airbrush, right, or Iwata made airbrush, you can buy one for like $160 or something like that.
That's Aussie too.
Australian,
Yeah.
right? And that's almost what you can buy it for in Japan.
Yep.
Yep.
So, gone are those days when you had to like pay double just because it was.
Yeah. Can't
a
spend
rare
any money
thing
on your hobby for
Yeah.
3 or 4 months so you can just afford an airbrush.
That's exactly what I did when I was in Japan. I grabbed 2 Iwata airbrushes because
Oh, really? You bought 2 over there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because they're so cheap.
Yeah, and then it just sits on a shelf too.
Not here,
Right?
it doesn't. No,
Not
I use
here,
it.
exactly. You don't. Yeah, you go to the hobby shops here, and the only thing that's on the shelf is something like Sparmax, which is owned
I
by
know the
Iwata.
local hobby shop near me. They got lots of Iwata
Yeah, they
airbrush.
get it in now, but that's like
Yeah.
that's part of the whole thing. Like now that they're affordable, you're starting to see them in regular hobby shops.
I wonder why the prices dropped. I wonder what's behind that.
I don't know. I'm just going to rack up to globalization, I suppose.
With no point complaining. So, yes, Dave.
Oh,
Moosaroo, how's that coming?
we're not talking about cars. I've had enough cars. So
Come
that's
on.
it. No.
You're contractually obligated to talk about
That's
the
right.
Moosaroo.
You are.
All right.
Listen to it. It's like his world's ended.
Well, Julian recommended that I shave some things off it and buff them back. So it's just, I don't know what it was, the indicator or something. And
Yeah, there's like an indicator. The kit says to remove the indicator anyway.
And the rear door handle, I filled that.
Yeah, that's probably a good one to do.
So that's that. And I've put, on one side, I've put the, what are those wheel things called?
the
flares.
over fenders.
The over fenders. I put 2 of them on. And that's it. That's all I've done. Oh, and...
Over fenders or wide body. That's what people will call them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. I've done that. So I think I've pretty much got it locked down what sort of scheme I'm going to do, but I just need to do some test spraying to get the right colour green that I'm looking for. And then, that'll be it.
Cool.
I'll just spray it down, and because it's in March, so it's going to come up pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
So I've got to really pull my finger out because I've got a lot on between now and March. So
Oh, yeah, you've got... Yeah, I mean... It always seems like far off until you're like throwing all the things that you have to do in between, right?
Yep. So
Especially when you have to start like flocking the floor.
Also, Dave's got quite the family gatherings around Christmas time and everything. That's all
and I'm away for a month in January as well. I'm traveling around the world again. So see, I ain't got a lot of.
You mean it's a month of being able to sleep in on a Saturday morning?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, there's nothing wrong with you guys learning how to do this, and you can come in. I'll give you the keys. You just rock in here and just punch an episode out.
He trusts us alone.
Yeah, I do. Actually, no, I don't trust Ian because I know what you'd do. You'd go into my stash. You would open up one model box and swap the sprue tree with another tree, and then walk away.
There's nothing wrong with playing a bit of kit surprise. I did that once to a guy, right? And this guy had all these Dragon FW190s, all right, and he wanted to do specific aircraft like R6s and R8s and whatever they were, the 190s, the Ram Jaegers and that.
Yeah.
So he was swapping bits over deliberately to make a specific aircraft. He had all the bits in one box.
Yep.
Until the fateful night, where I just played kit surprise and. Apparently it took him weeks to sort it out again. I was not popular.
I wonder why. I wonder why. Friends like you who needs enemies.
That's true.
All right, so let's get into the meat of this. So,
What's worse though, that or me telling you to buy things?
You didn't have to tell me anymore. You just have to look at something.
Yeah, but I can also tell you still.
Like when I bought that Godzilla, you didn't even say a word.
Yeah,
you just looked.
Yeah, but have you ever regretted buying any of the things that I suggested?
No, that's it.
That's the annoying thing about it, isn't it?
I know. It's always, wow, didn't know that was there. Been looking for one of them for years.
All right, we got some announcements. First of all, the first one of course, is Scale ACT 2025. It is on the 8th and 9th of November, and it will be running out of... Oh, I've lost my point now. Well, let's talk about who's going to be there. So, very excited. Calvin Tan's going to be attending Scale ACT. So, if you know anything about Calvin Tan,
one of the world's great figure painters.
Yep. So he's going to be doing a session. Also, Lincoln Wright's going to be doing his usual session on machine.
Just could have found a better photo of him.
It's not that bad. What are you talking about?
Ruben Gonzalez from AK Interactive is also going to be there as well.
It just looks like the other two sort of guests have like really professionally done sort of photos in a way.
I know, the one with Lincoln, I'm just expecting to see like a grid of height marks behind him.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, Lincoln. You're a great bloke, but I just like hanging it on you. So what else they got? They got the Sentinel Cup.
Yeah. So they got the Sentinel Cup,
Sentinel
Shield
Shield
2025,
Kitty Hawk Cup
2025, the Grail 2025, I think the Bismarck, and doing a best Aussie car as well. And it's just such a great show. In fact, it's one of these shows that you need to go to if you're in Australia or coming to visit Australia.
Should we touch on the Sentinel Shield and Aussie
Yeah,
Car
I
and
think
stuff
we
like
should,
that?
yes.
Oh, sure. Okay, well, let's touch on the Kitty Hawk Cup first of all. So this is the Kitty Hawk Cup is subject for 2025 is the Tamiya 1/72nd scale F35 Lightning. So eligible kits for this particular
F35 Lightning
award
2.
is the Tamiya 175
72nd.
Okay.
F35 A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Thank you.
From
In
Tamiya.
72nd scale in Tamiya. So you have to have
Yep.
one of those kits to enter that particular one.
Yeah.
The Sentinel Shield is... What is a Sentinel Shield? It's a special scale ACT category where all entrants build the same kit observing a simple set of rules, which are that, it needs to be...
And to be clear, like you can enter these in all of the standard categories.
Yeah.
It just means that by building that specific kit, you go into the running for this special.
So this particular model that you have to build is the
Suyata.
Sutaya.
Sutaya.
Yeah, I was the one who said it wrong. No. Actually, they've written it wrong. If you look on the box art,
Suyata.
it's Suyata,
Yeah.
right? But also boxed by U-Star, is it?
Yep.
U-Star. And it's a Panther A with Zimmerit and full
48
interior.
scale.
In 48 scale.
In 48 scale.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, isn't it?
Um,
The Grail 2025 is a Sink the Bismarck. So this will see the popular return of the Grail subject, which was last run 12 years ago. It's a maritime medal, and this year they've chosen the general theme as a competition subject is Sink the Bismarck. So you may enter models in the 1/700 scale of any vessel that was involved in the final sortie of the Bismarck, which was the Battle of the Denmark Strait and its subsequent sinking. So a good choice of German, British, Polish vessels even, as well as aircraft.
If you're really keen,
so long as they're in-
1/700 scale
So long as
swordfish.
they're in 1/700 scale. And, of course, the best Aussie car is the other big one they've got. Well, it is what it is. You can enter a model of any Australian manufactured car or any car model produced by an Australian kit manufacturer in any scale. Just enter your model in civilian vehicles and equipment competition category. Automatically puts it in the running for the best Aussie car. Please note, die-cast models are eligible.
Yep.
There we go.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
so lots to do at Scale ACT 25.
What else do we need to sort of talk about Scale ACT?
I think that's mostly it.
We've pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
And we'll cover it every episode before the show anyway.
Well, I mean, we only meet every 2 weeks, so I mean that's not that many.
we got to
times.
get the president back on, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a chat.
Yep.
Another big show in Queensland is the Gaming, Hobby and Model Expo, which is going to be on November 22nd and 23rd, 2025 at the Brisbane Showgrounds. Now, this is a really cool show because it's not just modelling, but it covers a whole host of hobbies type stuff as well. So you have got radio control, you get the scale model competition, there's esports and gaming, there's special guests who are going to be appearing, artists and traders, cosplay, trading card zone, as well as a stage central and different panels, and it's also an Mac art gallery. So go and check that out.
That'll be a huge event.
That'll
Yeah.
be massive, yeah.
Go to ghmx.com.au.
And check it out.
And in fact, we're going to be talking to one of the guys who runs this show,
Oh,
which will be
cool.
coming up in the next couple of episodes as well. There was another one. It'll probably come in listener mail, actually, and we'll bring it up there. And I think that's... Oh, here we go. Well, might as well start it right now. David Kettler sent me an email, and the IPMS West Michigan chapter, in partnership with the West Michigan Aviation Academy, is hosting the 2025 Scale Model Show and Contest on Saturday, October the 4th, 2025. That's from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 p.m. in the afternoon at the West Michigan West Michigan Aviation Academy, which is on the grounds of the Gerald R. Ford International Airport. This is an annual event which brings together hobbyists, families, aviation fans, and history enthusiasts for a day of celebrating craftsmanship and creativity. Highlights include over 200 model entries across 55 judged contest categories, some special awards including the Best Great Lakes Subject, over 50 vendor tables, hands-on demonstrations, technique seminars, a make-and-take modelling activity for the kids, as well as raffle prizes throughout the day. So just again, coming up on Sunday, October the 4th, the IPM... Let me rewind that. Start again. Coming up on Saturday, October the 4th, is the IPMS West Michigan Chapter and West Michigan Aviation Academy hosting the Scale Model Show and Contest at the Aviation Academy right at the Grand Rapids International Airport. Fantastic. For more details, go and check out their Facebook page, which is We Love Scale Modelling.
That's a great name for a Facebook page.
It is, absolutely. Rightio. Shall we move on to some listener mail?
Yeah, okay, that's a great idea, Dave.
Righty then. So our first email comes from Steve Anderson, who writes, "Hi, Dave, Julian and Ian. I want to congratulate you on hitting 200 shows, which you did a little while ago, but it is quite a feat. I also wanted to give you a car building update." Oh, for God's sake. I asked you 2 years ago for some tips on getting my first car model build done. The best bit of advice was picking a car I really liked. I have now added 4 muscle cars to my stash.
Good choice.
But the car that did it was James Bond's Aston Martin in the 143 scale Airfix kit. I saw it at the local hobby shop, picked it up, and easy peasy, 2 years later, I got my first build done. I think it helped that it was small and simple to build. I actually wanted to buy another one and do a better job on it. I have another car question. What are your thoughts on turning kits into rust buckets? What makes a good worn-out car model? Thanks for all the great shows and excellent advice. Steve, build his first car kit, Anderson.
What makes a good worn-out car?
I reckon something like from the 1950s, like an American car, like a saloon, sort of like a Mercury or something.
Or a pickup.
Or a pickup.
They're like a barn find.
Yeah, something like with maybe mismatched panels.
I'm not sure if
faded colour, grind out the inside of some of the panels and then put holes in there for rust.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, you get out one of those burrs on a rotary tool, and then you just sort of grind out the lower part of a door. Where they rust out.
Yeah.
Do that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, as far as subject goes, I don't think that really matters, does it?
Nah,
I mean,
you just can't do it with a modern car.
Yeah, exactly. I think anything after like 90s onwards is less likely to rust.
Like some of the cars from the 70s, you do.
I don't know about that. If you can look at North America with all the salt they put in the roads.
There's that. Yeah. But that's a different kind of rusting. That's like those cars don't last.
That's usually where the chassis rusts out.
Anything from about 2024 onwards, all made of plastic. So.
Have you seen how they'll rust all the way around the top of the around the wheel arch?
Yeah,
like that's
where all the salt
disappear.
Yeah, the salt catches. Yeah, but no, that's and you can start getting your rust tones in and like get a colour down, like get a rust coat down, and then put some. What do they call that fluid, that chipping fluid over the top, and then put a couple of light coats of your base colour, and then wear it back and give it a bit of a sand, and it just brings it up.
Yeah.
Get your enamel weathering.
I've been watching a bit of
staining the paints.
Because, Link did a bit of rust work on his Volker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
And he was doing the physical, where you actually physically remove layers of paint just lightly with like a needle file or something like that. Yeah. And it was like the diamond type needle files, so it wasn't quite as rough on it.
And a good thing to also add with some of these barn cars or disused cars is scratch a bit of a little bird's nest somewhere.
And you're going to have leaves and a broken windscreen, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe pull a seat out and put the seat on the roof.
Flat tyres.
Yep.
or have the tyres sort of taken off and sitting on blocks.
Yep, even that. Yeah, there's so many ideas. So many ideas. And if you go online and just type in abandoned cars, you're gonna get like millions of images. And there's some really inspirational ones out there. So yeah, give it a go, Steve. Give it a go.
Well, it's interesting. It's because I'm thinking back to an episode of Australian Armour and Artillery Museum, and they went and got I want to say it's a
the grant.
Yeah,
the grant.
And had the tree growing through it. To sort of cut it out the tree to sort of get the
they got a few grants from that. That was in Shepparton, I think.
Yeah, I think somewhere.
They scored a few grants.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Next one. Brendan W. writes in, "Hey, Dave. Figured I'd bust your chops enough about cars, so I thought I'd help and try out. I thought I'd try and help you out." Yeah, thanks, Brendan. Here is a theme which might help provide you some inspiration. I asked ChatGPT to come up with some Space NASA theme. What's that, Bazonko?
Bo Suzuku. That's what you've got. That car model.
Okay. So concept images, and so notes that ChatGPT isn't great for getting the exact model car right, but it gives you an idea. I reckon you could pull off the space theme in some of the graphics anyway. As always, good luck with it.
NASA ones.
Actually, that doesn't look too bad. It's a picture of some Japanese Datsun. Is it a Datsun? I think it's a Datsun. And it's got like the roof and the bonnet and the wheel arches sprayed with, looks like a galaxy
constellation.
The rest is white with big NASA sort of written down the side.
The second picture looks like it's got solar panels on the wing.
It does.
Well, it actually looks a bit like a Ford Escort.
Yes. Well, anyway, thanks, Brendan, for your love and support. I'll make sure that I ban your emails coming in now.
It's always good when people come up with ideas.
It is. Next one comes from Justin. I'm going to get this wrong. Sproul?
Yeah, Sproul.
All right, that sounds right. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Love the podcast. And quickly making my way through the back catalogue of episodes. A quick intro. I am 33 years old, live in Tasmania, and I've only been modelling for 12 months.
Ooh.
Never really done it before, even when I was a child, was more interested in woodwork, etc. As I'm really fresh into the hobby, I am still in the discovery stage, trying to figure out what my main interests are. So far, been doing some 48 scale armour and even had a go at a 35th scale figure. I have an airbrush on the way, as I have made the move to a 35th scale Sherman, and brush painting wasn't going to cut it for me anymore. Good move. I also started a 24th scale Tamiya RX-7, and cars are my passion, so I feel going forward I'll most likely stick to cars and 35th scale armour. Well, 50% there. My question is, what paint line brand should I be aiming towards? I did the typical thing of buying Tamiya acrylics and quickly realised they are not ideal for brush painting, so I've been starting to build up a range of Vallejo paints. I'm happy to stick with Vallejo for the armour, but I'm going down a big rabbit hole when it comes to the car airbrushing. I'm assuming trying to airbrush Vallejo acrylics will not cut it, especially when it comes down to having to clear and polish. My plan is to keep with the Vallejo, but for the car body to grab some of the SMS range. Just wanting to hear some expert opinions on what you think would be a smart way to go about it. As cheers. And he's also sent us some pictures of his current models. Julian, I'll leave this to you, to answer.
SMS range is absolutely fine for cars. For cars, I very much recommend it. Just know that they are full lacquer, so they'll be a bit stinky. Make sure you wear your appropriate.
And don't jam them on because they're a hot paint.
I would say that most SMS paints are fine for you to just, lay it on super thick and wet, except for black. Black, for some reason, is very hot and will craze plastic sometimes. Glossy black, not flat black.
Yep.
Don't ask me what the difference is, but these are the sort of things that come down to chemistry and all that hoo-ha.
Mm-hmm.
For the gloss clear, I use the Guns GX100 Super Clear 3.
Yep.
And I thin it with the leveling thinner from Guns as well.
Yes.
Guns is also known as GSI Krios.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's my recommendation because that's the way I've figured it out after, lots of trial and error. Know that some people will go to the 2K clear, but I prefer not to go that far.
Right.
It just seems like a whole pain in the ass.
There you go. If you've got any more questions, send us another email, Justin. I'm sure Julian will be more than happy to
give you some more hints and tips.
Yeah.
Next one comes from Gervain Ville.
That is I'm pretty sure that says Gervanen.
I think
it's probably pronounced with a Y.
Actually,
sound.
It's actually Ville Gervain.
Okay, there you go.
Gervanen.
Hello, benchers. I'm thrilled as you're expanding your podcast more into car modelling direction. Wink, wink.
Welcome to the car modelling podcast.
No!
Yes.
No. It will be fun to hear about Dave's journey into the world of glossy finishes, chrome trims, photo wet seatbelts, and interior flocking.
Yes.
Kidding aside, you have Julian as your mentor as well as the Facebook group, hoping you post questions there.
I'm pretty sure Dave's going to sidestep the gloss.
Yeah, he'll wuss out.
I'm not wussing out. I have got a particular thing in mind, and I think if I can do it, it'll look pretty sweet. And I am sick of talking about car models.
Oh, why not? Well, there's nothing on car models.
No. Let's find something else to talk about. Good mate, the voice of Bob writes in.
Hi, Bob.
Hey guys, first sincere condolences to Dave for your loss. Thanks very much, Bob. You guys were discussing contests on how Japan, for example, views them in a different way. Julian had some really good insight from that part of the world. I want to relate this to karate. I have a friend who is a state champion in karate and is very into the origins and the story of where karate came from. First off, there were no different coloured belts. In karate, you begin at your dojo with a white belt. Through sweat and dirt from your teachings and practicing, the belt turns black. There is no series of steps or coloured belts to the final achievement of being a karate master. It was only in places such as the US that needed the affirmation of achieving different belts. They didn't see participation. They didn't need to see participation trophies. I believe this is why the West needs contests for affirmation. They need that achievement at each level. Imagine a nationals where the only trophy is the best in show. The Japanese would probably embrace that. That's Bob standing off his soapbox.
That's a good. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, totally agree.
Because like in the sort of realm of martial arts practitioners, as it's sort of done where it comes from, it's more of, remember that there's a big spirituality aspect to it as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of a personal journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rather than a competition kind of. It becomes a competition at some point, but, there's a big emphasis on, forging yourself rather than, comparing yourselves to others.
Yeah, it's more self-improvement. Which is fair.
Look, I don't care. So long as it's judged fairly and everything's done above board and is transparent, I don't care how you do it. I really don't. I've reached that point in life now. I just don't care.
Yeah.
So, we're getting too old to worry about that BS.
Well, it's one of those things, right, where if you've won stuff, you don't care. But if you haven't yet, it means a lot to you.
Oh, yeah, your first win's always the best win.
But
then you feel yourself, you feel vindicated.
Yeah, but
all that hard work.
It's the hindsight is 2020 thing, right?
it is. But then I'm looking at Scott Gentry and what his crew are doing over there, where you just bring a whole heap of different models and you whack it on the table and put your name against it, and they come around and they select what they think is the best.
Who's they?
The dudes running the show.
Oh, okay. So,
I think that's refreshing to see.
They're lizardmen overlords, Ian.
is that who it is? The Lizardmen Overlords.
They whisper in their snaky tongues, and
She slacks.
it's the P40 that should win. That sort of thing. Yes, master.
Thank you very much for writing in. Of course, you can send us an email. It is on thebench64@gmail.com. We love hearing from you and what you think and have got to add.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So shoot us an email.
Yep.
Spin to win.
Spin to win for
Ding.
the Patreon Wheel of Fortune. And I think we're going to do a T-shirt this one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we haven't done a T-shirt for a while. So, and the winner is... Dun, 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 Tom McCure.
Well done, Tom. You get a T-shirt.
Very good.
Ding, ding, ding.
So, of course, if you want to be in the Patreon Wheel of Fortune, all you got to do is become a Patreon paid member. Go to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month. Your support helps with our hosting and production costs, and are greatly appreciated by myself, Ian, and Julian.
Yes, that it is.
All right. Let's have
a big interview coming up, don't we?
Yes, we do. Let's have a very, very, very short break, and we'll be back to have a chat with Mason and Spencer.
Yes.
Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mason and Spencer, who have come on the show to talk about PatCon 2025. But before we roll into talking about that, I'm really keen just to have a bit of a chat with both of you, just to find out about your modelling backgrounds and everything. So I might start first of all with you, Mason. Just give the audience a bit of an idea of who you are, what sort of modelling you like, and why you think OTB is the best podcast in the world.
Okay, well, I'm going to start from the end. I think OTB is the best podcast in the world, even though I just found out about it, ironically, about a month or two ago, because Brian Denklau from Built Sideways turned me onto it. So I'm going to say it's tied for first because I have to be judicious.
Yes.
But I'm new to the podcast and I'm loving it. I've been trying to catch up on the backlog. I was listening to 215 this morning. And I noticed in the viewer or the listener mail, someone shouted out the PatCon show that we have at the American Heritage Museum.
Yes,
so
yes.
That was nice.
Very
but as far as my background, I'm primarily a Gundam/mecha modeler. Now, I started in high school. I started building 1/24th scale, a lot of Rebel and Monogram, American muscle cars.
Cool.
Like a bunch. And I haven't touched a car since. I got into Gundam modeling in the late 90s and other mecha stuff. I found Warhammer, and for 20 years I just did Warhammer 40K and just really for the modeling, and then I fell in love with the game too. And then when COVID happened, I couldn't play the game because I couldn't be around my friends, and I went back to Gundam modeling and started picking it up, just snap building. And then, well, maybe I'll rattle can spray a few, and maybe I'll just try an airbrush. And now it's like the passion that consumes me. And from there, I've gotten into a couple other things. I'm working on my first tank. I have a car in my backlog because it's a car I used to have. And when I found out that Tamiya made a kit of it, I had to have it because I want to learn skills. I want to try different things. I'm kind of genre agnostic, even though I love the Gundam stuff the most. I just want to I want to try different things in modeling and learn different things. So I have a car so I can learn how to polish and kind of get that finish. And I have the first plane that I want to build. I fell in love with the P-38 Mustang way back with the arcade game 1943, that top-down shooter from the 80s.
Yes.
I love the lightning.
There, Mason.
Yeah.
Lightning.
Well, someone just brought one into our club last Friday, and I was like, "Ooh, I got to do one of those." So I'm all over the place, but yeah, mainly Gundam stuff.
Very cool.
And for the listeners at home, because we're doing this over Zoom, just got to say that Mason's got a couple of display stands behind him that is chock full of Mecha, Gundam, and a couple of other little things as well there.
Dave, you don't know what you're talking about.
I do. Was I right, Mason? Tell me I was right.
Yeah. So there's Godzilla. So what you see behind you is 3 of 9 showcases that are all vintage Japanese diecast toys.
Ooh.
So it's all the stuff that came before Gundam, all the super robots and everything that eventually turned into Power Rangers, like all the original stuff from Japan I fell in love with in the 70s and 80s.
It's stuff like Jet Jaguar and...
There you go.
All right, let's have a bit of a word from Spencer. So same with you, Spencer. Just tell us, by the way, you're rocking one hell of a stash there under your
I'm
nose.
jealous.
Thank you. It's seasonal, you know. We're entering the fall here in North America, so you got to get the mustache to prepare for Oktoberfest and things like that.
So again, same to you. You know, what's your background, and why do you think that Dave is the best podcast host you've ever seen or heard?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just copy Mason. I'll start first. You know, it's always a pleasure to listen to some Aussies talk. You know, I got the probably like 10 years ago now. Jesus, I spent a couple months in South Africa and met a bunch of Australians, all from Perth, and that was awesome. So it's a nice little reminder of those times. So first off, I'm the treasurer of our IPMS chapter, Patriot Scale Modelers Club. I've been the treasurer for about a year.
And Spencer, just where is the Patriot Scale Modelers Club? Where's that located?
We are located in, I would say, central eastern Massachusetts. Sorry, USA.
Yep.
So if you're familiar with New England, we're west of Boston, northwest of Boston. Lawrence all the way to Billerica to Concord and Hudson, and we have a couple folks from I think southern New Hampshire. So I
think we just boil it down to the Boston area chapter.
Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah. So I've been the treasurer for a little over a year. I've been part of the club for probably 2.5. I actually picked up modeling as a COVID hobby in 2020. I was doing a lot of War Thunder on the PC and flying a lot of planes. I grew up playing the Ace Combat video game series on good old PlayStation 2. Ace Combat 4, 5, and 0 are some of my favorite games of all time. So I love jets, I love planes. And so my wife just very mistakenly said, hey, like, why don't you try putting a model together? It'll give you something to do during COVID.
Bet she regrets that.
And I'm pretty sure she regrets that now as I'm downstairs in our basement recording an interview for a podcast about modeling.
But Spencer, don't forget, I'm also whisking you off to other states for the weekend to go to other shows as well.
Yes, that too. Mason and I went to a show called Old Dominion Open, ODO, down in Virginia back in the spring, and that was a great time. But yeah, my wife was like, where are you trying to... Wait, you're going to Richmond? What are you doing that for? So I do a lot of... I do a pretty large variety of models, but I do tend to focus on planes. My most recent was one of the 2-seat MiG-15 trainer aircraft that the Finnish Air Force flew. I really like planes, but I do have some armor under my belt. I've got one Gundam. What else do I have over there? I've got a helicopter. So do a little bit of everything. I like a little bit of everything. Eventually I'll do a ship. Eventually I'll do a car. But that's me.
What's your scale of choice?
Whatever I can find. One of the things that I started off doing when I first got started is that for whatever reason I went on a really long stretch of finding model kits at like thrift or charity shops, and so for like $2 I was picking up this maybe somewhat completed model kit at a thrift store and running with that. And so I've got a couple of those behind me. So it never really occurred to me to stick to one sort of scale or one sort of subject. That just kind of was whatever I found. And then the stash grew. So
the infamous
modeling
stash. Yes, it does tend
Not
to
the
grow,
mustache.
doesn't it? So, gents, we've got you on the show to talk about PatCon 2025, and you guys reached out to me and said that you've got something a bit special happening there. So let's have a chat about it.
Yeah, well, I think the most special thing or the most unique thing is its location. We hold it as of last year as our new venue at the American Heritage Museum, which I know you guys know about. For those who don't know, it's a museum of all different planes, tanks, vintage cars, everything from all sorts of American wars that America has been involved in. It's a private collection, and it's a wonderfully put together museum. Now, there's the main building, which is where most of the showroom is, and then they have their airplane hangar. So what they do for our show is they pull all the planes out of the hangar. So we've got an entire airplane hangar and a lot of room there and a lot of room to grow. We've also had some growth in the show because I'll throw off a couple numbers for you. So from 2023 to 2024, 2024 being our first year at this venue, our total entrance went from 80 to 107. Total entries were 369 to 498. I'm sorry, 369 to 498. The total Gundam and Mecha entries went from 19 to 57. So there was there's growth overall. There's huge growth there.
Excellent.
And then gaming, loved it. And then gaming miniatures went up from like 17 to 25. Because we started, reaching out to podcasts and we started doing more advertising and more stuff in social media, we've noticed that more younger people are showing up, and we're getting more, for lack of better terms, what I'll call non-traditional modelers, like the people who aren't doing, tanks and ships and cars and things, and airplanes. And that is really kind of reflective of our club. And I think every show is reflective of their club. We have a very diverse club in people's passions and their genres they pick. But during our club meetings, we have like a show and tell. And when you go up for your show and tell piece and you're talking to everyone in the club what you liked or didn't like about a build, asking for some feedback, it doesn't matter what the genre is that's being presented at the time. Like everyone, and even people who are laser focused on just like one thing, are involved in it, giving feedback, asking questions. Like my first time I went up, I brought an odd Gundam model. It's not like humanoid. It looks kind of crab-like, and it's just very bizarre. It's the Hygog, if you know what it is. And I talked about the build. It was my first airbrushed kit. I talked about my struggles with seam removal and what I did and I liked and I didn't like about it. And people who I did not think were going to give a care at all about this weird robot crab thing were asking a lot of questions and like giving a lot of feedback and talking about things. And I thought, well, that's very interesting. And I came to find out like this group, this IPMS chapter, is just passionate about modeling, and the genre is second. And unfortunately, that's not as prevalent as maybe you would think it should be. And I think that's really reflected in our show, because when people come to the show, they feel welcome. People have come, and last year they were like, "Oh, this is my first show. Like, I never kind of thought shows were for me." And I heard about this on a podcast. And I want to come check it out, and like I loved it. Like I definitely want to come back. I'm kicking myself that I didn't bring something to enter because I didn't really know how to go about that. And I think that's what we offer. We offer a show at a really cool venue where everyone is welcome and everyone's model and their art and their craft is treated with respect.
That sounds great.
It sounds really cool. And it's so hard to sort of bring all the different genres together. And if you find a club in which every genre is welcome, even cars, then by all means embrace it and celebrate it. Because, I mean, us sitting around a table here, we know of clubs in Australia where it's
Just one genre.
Just one genre, or it's it's very dry where you sit down and they read the minutes of the last meeting and all that sort of stuff, and you got to sit straight up in the chair and all this sort of stuff. Whereas we know other clubs where you just sit around and you just talk models, and it doesn't matter what sort of model it is, you just talk models and just celebrate the hobby and have fellowship with your fellow modeler. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, just for the love of the game.
Yeah.
If I could add there too, like there's two huge pieces of that, right? Where for one, we're all getting better in a bunch of different ways because we're being exposed to different ways of doing things and different ways of thinking about things. And number two, that ends up showing up in like what you're doing and in how well you're doing it. And then it's also very, very fun. I love when somebody in our club who is like a hardcore modeler of X puts, they're into cars. They put a plane down on the table and everybody's like, oh, the walls are breaking down. Yeah. You're slowly relenting to the pull of everything else around you. And again, because we all just love modeling, right? And so
because Spencer was an airplane guy and he pulled out a Gundam model and I was like, and it looked great. And then he bought a bunch more.
And you know what's interesting, and perhaps, Mason, we can sort of touch on this a little bit more, is in the Gundam world now, I'm seeing a lot more sort of weathering coming into the builds now. It's no longer your traditional sort of just, snip it off the sprue, stick it together, and maybe add a couple of extra seams or, lines and stuff. But now they're really getting sort of, deep into it.
Well, and that's always been the case since the early '80s in Japan. We're just catching up in the West.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
So here's what I love about Gundam modeling. They are injected in color.
Yes.
And you can build them and just do simple panel lining and some decals and top coat and call it a day, and it looks pretty good. And if you want to go further, if you want to paint it, great. If you want to start weathering it, awesome. If you want to start learning to airbrush or doing some rattle cans, great. If you want to start putting them on a base and making them thematic, that's great too. You can do any of that with a lot of different genres, but with the Gundam models and just most Bandai kits in general, they're made to be snapped together and look really good as is. And then if you want to treat it like a full build, that's your choice. Go ahead.
Yeah. Imagine if you had the same rule. Well, if you think back to the old Matchbox days, they came in multicolors. Those you guys look too young to remember Matchbox.
Whoa, hold on. How old do you think I am?
I think you're just pushing 40.
I'm 50. I just told you I fell in love with these toys in the 70s.
Oh, okay. Well, Spencer looks like he's still in nappies.
Yeah. I'm a good-looking 50, obviously. Unfortunately, your audience can't see it. But so actually, one of your audience members is my brother-in-law and Vivian Watts. He's one of your Patreons. So he'll tell you how good
well,
I am.
actually, he is sponsoring the show this particular episode.
Oh, cut it out! That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Julian Watts or Vivian Watts?
Vivian Watts.
Oh no, he sponsored. I'm getting confused. Maybe Julian Watts is related to Vivian Watts, but Julian Watts is sponsoring this episode. But I know Vivian Watts is one of our Patreon supporters. And g'day, Vivian. How you going, mate?
Hey, Julian, Vivian, good enough. It's a Watts. That's fine.
Oh, geez. So, a bit more about PatCon. So, you got a fantastic location. Whereabouts, for those of us who don't know where the Heritage Museum is?
So that is in Hudson, Mass.
That's Hudson, Massachusetts, for everybody else around the world. And for those of you down in Florida.
Hudson, Massachusetts. It's pretty much due west of the city of Boston. Pretty close to, I guess not that close to Concord, but of Lexington and Concord fame. So it's out that way. Is
it a full weekend or just a one-day show?
So it's just the one-day show on Sunday, September 28th.
But this year we're piloting something new. Okay, so it's a Sunday show. It's always been a one-day show, but because of the growth and because we've got more people traveling, we've got quite a few people coming up from Virginia. That we went down to visit at ODO in Virginia, and they're coming up. We got a lot of people coming from different states, and I'm taking a cue from the Gunpla group in Richmond, Virginia, and putting together, hosting like a reception night. So something for people to do from out of town on Saturday night who traveled in.
That's a good idea.
Because you're not going to fly or drive in Sunday and then leave Sunday night.
No.
So it's almost like a wedding rehearsal dinner. Like we're doing something social for everyone who's going to be there. So it's actually, and the museum was nice enough to give us the space. We're going to have like a build night on the floor of the museum, surrounded by all the tanks and everything. So they're going to throw some tables out there for us. It's going to be a good time. And we had to limit it. And so anyone listening, like, we're already at capacity. It's free, but they pay for someone to be there working, the museum. And someone, Andrew, generously volunteered his time. He's one of the, he's their social media manager. He's going to show up to be the one with the keys to the museum.
Yep.
We're going to hang out for about 4 hours from 5 to 9 Saturday night, hang out, just do like a normal club night, like a build night, and just kind of pilot that and then see what we can do, get some feedback and see how we can enhance that for next year and maybe get a bigger venue to do that.
You going to do like a barbecue or something like that, or get some pizzas in, or?
There's no food this year because it was a last minute thing, and it's going to be on the floor of the museum, so I didn't want to ask them to bring food in because I figured that's probably a no. So, but we'll see what's going to happen next year.
Sure. So, have a bite to eat before you go, because 5 to 9 is a long time to be sitting there building without having something to eat.
Oh yeah.
Accommodation around the area. So for those who are travelling from interstate, plenty of accommodation local?
Yeah, plenty of hotels local around Hudson and the surrounding towns.
That's awesome.
Around Framingham and around there.
The actual show, it's right across the breadth of all of modelling. So you can sort of bring a armour kit, you can bring your aircraft, Gundam, science fiction, tank, ship, whatever you want. Do you have specific categories for all those, or you just chuck them all in, and how you're judging them, and what's the sort of rankings for judging? And if you can remember all that to answer that one, do you have a section just for display only?
So we do have specific categories for, we've got them split up into aircraft, military vehicles, automotive, ships, space vehicles, real sci-fi, Gundam, non-Gundam, and maybe Mason can talk about our Gundam categories a little bit, but wargaming, figures. So we all have them, they're all split up. Most of the categories are 1, 2, 3. I know there might be a few that are gold, silver, bronze. I don't know, Mason, if you know off the top of your head.
There are a couple that are gold, silver, bronze. I don't remember what they were. I do believe there's a juniors category. So I think it's like 15 or 16 and under. And I believe that's gold, silver, bronze. But I pretty much everything is first, second, third. Yeah.
Okay.
Typically, yeah. We do have a display only table. It is separate, but like right there with all of the other tables of judged models. So it's not like it's not tucked into a corner or anything. It's just as much of a part of the show as the judged models. And what I like about that is that you can kind of like, take all of your work and put it all together instead of having to split it up. So if you or somebody who just is like, I don't care about the contest, but I did some jets, I did some armored cars, I did a non-armored car, I did just a normal car, I want to put all of them together so people can see all my work. That'll work with the display table that we have.
That's the Rocky Mountain philosophy coming through from our good friends Scott Gentry and his crew, where they're doing that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it hasn't.
And last year was our first year doing. Last year was the first year doing the display only. For those reasons, because some people don't want to compete, but they want to show their work.
Yeah. Or
Or some people don't think that their stuff is good enough, and they're timid about it, and they just want to come, and then they realize, okay, let's just, I'm here.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want to talk about it. Maybe they just want to show their work and ask questions. But if that's all you want to do, you can come and do that. I mean, we put out. I mean, how many 8-foot tables was it? Like 4 tables, just for display only, 4 or 5,
Just for
and they were.
only. at
Yeah, they were
least.
packed. So I don't know what the numbers are this year, but we're going to put out more display-only tables than last year.
And
I will say
I think it's an important thing to get across. You don't have to bring a model to put on display or to enter to come to a model competition. Just come to a model competition and enjoy the fact there's 200 other people who dig the same sort of thing that you dig. We'd love for you guys to bring something to show because models are really cool to look at. But there are some people out there who are really hesitant, and all I can say is, well, just come along to your first show. If PatCon is around the corner from where you're sitting in your garage or basement beavering away, come out for that one weekend and just pop along and have a look. You'd be surprised that how many friendships and how much stuff you really get to enjoy by going to these shows.
Yeah, the display only table hasn't made its way to our local competition down here, and it's kind of a shame because you get people that'll put models on tables and say "Do not judge" and a little sign next to it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and they really shouldn't need to do that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. The competition is like just one aspect of why we're there, right?
Exactly right.
Well, something Dave said too is like the first contest I went to is when I got back into this in 2020 during COVID. In 2021, I was like, you know what? I think I want to go to a model contest. I hear this I'm around. I drove up to New Hampshire, and I'm not trying to win. Like and I don't care about the competition. I'm going to look and see models, show my models, and have some shop talk. Like ask people like, how did you do that?
Yes.
Or like, hey, I did this here. How could I do this better? I was going for a learning experience, and I ended up through that show and many other shows, like making good friends. Like Spencer and I are friends. We talk outside of the show. We talk outside of the model club meetings. Like we're actually friends. I've grown a lot of friendships just from this hobby. For me, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the social aspect, and I'm going to see beautiful models, show mine, talk about it, learn about other people's. Obviously, hit the vendor tables and buy some fun stuff. Maybe do the raffles. But like I'm going for the social aspect, right? Because I could sit at home and build models all I want, and I could look at pictures online.
We have raffles here in Australia, but what struck me when we traveled to the US, you guys go nuts for raffles over there.
Oh, Mason, tell them what you got.
Well, I'll build up to it. Okay, so we have like a normal raffle, which is normal to us, but maybe it's a larger scale one than maybe you're normally seeing out there. We've got a premium raffle, so you can buy tickets for the regular raffle at whatever the price is, and you put them in the hat of the box for that. There's the premium raffles where like if you want one of the premium Gundam kit or the premium car kit or the premium airplane, you could put tickets in just that bucket. And then there's the tank ride.
Oh,
did you know about this?
No.
The museum very generously last year offered up a free ride in the tanks, because that's something you can purchase. You can purchase a ride in the tank at this museum. Like on the weekends, they have a little track out back. It looks like a giant RC car track, but they're driving tanks around it, and and they're not inexpensive. And they raffled off one free tank ride, and I ended up winning it. I'm not an armor guy, right? But I kind of am now. I ended up getting a ride and it was lovely. My son went last year. He was 7 last year, and he was like, he lost his mind when he heard my number called out. He went nuts. And I was like, "You're 7 and you're small." I was like, "Hey," I went to the director of the museum, who's organized, our liaison for the show. I'm like, "Hey, I won." Before my son gets too excited, like, can he come with me? Can he sit in my lap? So they that's fine. They picked out the M36 Jackson because he doesn't have to go all the way down in the tank. He can sit at the higher point, the seats up top. So he and I and my wife got to have a 10-minute ride around, and he was lit up. And the reason I'm building my first tank kit is because some nice random gentleman had a winning raffle ticket, and he saw my son. He goes, "Hey, is it okay if I give this to him?" And so I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." So he got to go up and pick any tank he wanted. I'm sorry, any kit he wanted. And he's built a lot of those Bandai Pokemon quick kits.
Yeah.
He's building some, and he wants to bring some to the. He's going to PatCon this year. He's determined to get a medal.
Wow.
He's not like his father. He wants to go to win. I want to go be social. I've got a little more parenting to do there, but we'll get there. But he went up and he picked a Tamiya 148th. The black box there, those tank kits. He picked up an M10, which is somewhat close to the M36, enough for him that it was like, oh, I'm riding in the tank I have the model kit of, and it blew his mind.
Yeah.
Now he's never seen a real model kit. Like he's looked at the Bandai ones that you don't even need nippers. The Pokemon, you pull them right off the sprue, and there's no nub.
Yeah.
And you would think they could do that for a lot more kits, but they don't. And so he's used to seeing something he could snap together in 15 minutes. And I said, "Buddy, are you sure that's the one you want?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, This is really complex. I don't know if you're going to be happy with that." And he goes, "No." I said, "If you want it, that's fine." We get home from the show. He opens the kit and he looks inside, and his face falls. And he looks at me, and I know what's coming next. And he said, "Daddy, can you build this for me?" Of course I'll build that for you, buddy. So I'm building my first tank kit, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's just about done. I'm in the weathering phase.
Oh, nice.
Have you got him sitting on your knee while you're sort of building it so you can sort of do it, some of the parts together?
No. I do that with him with his, I hang out with him while he does his Pokemon kits if he wants some help, but he's pretty much on his own with those. He's off and running. I bought him his own set of nippers. He's got his own tweezers for the stickers. He's learning about tools and the proper use and care of.
Wow.
But I do my modeling after he goes to bed. Like that's when my free time kicks in to sit at the desk and do that. So, so he hasn't seen it, but every couple of days I'll show him like, "Oh, this is what it looks like now. This is the progress." So he's seeing the progress and appreciating it. He's not seeing it in real time.
Yeah. Mason, that is one heck of a cool story, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and now being a young child, he's like, "We're going to get the tank ride this year." I'm like, "Buddy, the odds are not in our favor. Like that's not how statistics work." But he's like, "No, we'll just buy more tickets and put them in." I'm like, "Well, slow down."
You need to have to talk to him about gambling. That's the next talk. Well, you know what, man? I just want to go to the show just to check out the tanks. If I was a little bit closer, maybe I'd be there. But anyway,
I've heard a lot of your episodes, and I've heard you guys talking about pairing museums with model shows when you're traveling or people are traveling to your area.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this is a killer show, and if you have the opportunity to come to the U.S. for our show, that would be amazing. If you happen to come to you have to have the opportunity to come to the U.S. and you're around area just to go to the museum, you'll be very happy. It's an incredible museum.
Well, let's get down to the nuts and bolts. So, what's the entry cost to get into the museum and the show, or is it all under sort of one ticket?
So
that's for the secretary. He'll. I mean the not the secretary, the treasurer.
Treasurer. So it's $5 for competition entry. It's some amount of model kits that I don't have off the top of my head. It's up to 3. It's $5 for every 3. Oh. Yep, I found it.
Yeah.
General admission, if not entering anything, is also $5. Children 15 and under are free if they come with an adult. Junior entries are only $1 for each model, and then if you're doing display only, it's just $5 and however many, like $5, and you can enter as many models as you want on our display only.
Well, just hold the horses a sec, Spencer. Hold the horses. So for $5, I get to enter a show. I can enter 3 models, and I also get access to the museum.
So we have it worked out with the museum that if you come to our show and then walk over to the museum afterwards, or vice versa, you get a discount either way.
Okay.
Yeah. So the museum, I don't know what the entry cost is for the museum. It is a little bit higher than just $5. But you do get that discount when you walk into the rest of the museum. That's for the main part of the main building of the museum. If you come to our show, you're still in the hangar.
Sure.
And you still get to see all those aircraft. On the top floor of the hangar is like actually 3 levels. So like on the bottom floor is where all the aircraft are and where the bulk of our tables are for the models. On the second level is where all of our vendors will be. We've got about 40 vendor tables and the raffle and seminars. We should talk about those at some point real quick. And then on the third level, there's actually, I think they're IndyCar, like little race cars up there from, I don't know what decade. So you get all that in just...
They're like the open-wheeled racers that have like the tube-ish kind of body?
Yeah.
From like the 20s and 30s? Oh, not 20s, like 30s. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Sure do.
Yep. And they also typically open their classic car garage as well on these days. And so I think folks should be able to walk over and look at the those are all typically the the early 20th century cars they have in there.
Yeah, that's right. You can go view those. Yeah.
Yep. So just getting into the show, we've got a lot for you to see. But if while the judging is happening and you've spent all your money at the vendor table except for you spent as much money as you're going to at the vendor tables and you've got what you want out of the show, you can mosey on over to the museum, get your entry into the museum, and see all of the great armored vehicles and planes they have in there. I think they have everything from an FT tank to, I think they've got an Abrams. So
they do, yeah. And it's the only one outside of the Middle East, but and I don't remember what the name of the vehicle is, but it's it's the vehicle that launched the Scud missiles.
Oh yeah.
And I think the only one outside of the Middle East is in this guy's private collection in the museum.
Wow. So
it's a pretty serious collection.
You could potentially come out and spend the whole weekend there. So you go Saturday, spend the whole day at the museum, check it out, maybe buy a tank ride or something like that, and then go and build with all you guys in the hangar on Saturday night. Then go to a hotel, and then next day rock up to the show. Sounds like an awesome weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not even accounting
one day.
Yeah, and that's not even accounting for the fact that we're right next to Boston, which is one of the most history-rich cities, I think, in the U.S. with the Freedom Trail and all that.
I've been to Boston.
Revolutionary War history.
I've actually been to Boston back in '95, a long time ago.
Well, I was there. You didn't say hi.
Sorry, mate. Next time. You spoke about you got some
seminars
on the show as well.
Yep. So we've got 2 seminars lined up this year, both from some of our very, very talented club members. We've got Tom Warshaw is going to give a airbrushing presentation, sort of a one-on-one, but also tips and tricks and things like that. That'll be early in the morning at 11:30, and then in the afternoon at 1:30, our club member Peter Fody will do a scratch building and kit bashing presentation and kind of like his workflow for how he goes about doing that. He in particular has just he puts stuff on the table and I look at what he's got and I'm just like, how did you think about that? How did you, like, I don't even know how you went from just like scrap bits of plastic and random things off of random sprues and you came together with a hover speeder or a spaceship or things like that. And so he's going to walk us through some of his process there, and I am personally very excited for that one because I want to know what makes him tick.
Yeah, the kit bashing dudes think with a different part of their brain. That's for sure.
Yep.
Peter is he's a wizard. Like the first time I saw his things at a show, I couldn't believe what I was looking at, and the level of. I just want to quickly say, like on Instagram, he's foti.peter, FOTI.PETER, and if you look him up. Absolutely insane, incredible, high quality stuff. So he's going to be giving a seminar on how to kind of get started on that, because that's the question everyone always asks him. Like, how do you think of this?
Yeah.
Like, how would you even start doing this? Well, he's gonna show us.
Sounds great.
Very cool. Gentlemen, let's bring it home now. Whereabouts can people go to find out more about PatCon 2025? When is it? And all the rest of the good guff.
So the best way to find out about PatCon 2025 is to go to our website, www.ipmspatriot.org/PatCon, PATCON. And then you'll get everything you need to know about the show, where it is, Hudson, Massachusetts, when it is, September 28th, 2025. We've got all the admission stuff, the categories, the rules, some of the folks who have donated things to the show, info about our seminars. We've got a kids make and take that we didn't even talk about, and all that good stuff. So that's the best way to find information out about the show. You can email me at treasurer@ipmspatriot.org if you've got any questions. Again, my name is Spencer. So
Spencer with a stash.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, and I run the social, so if anyone looks up Patriot Scale Modelers on Instagram, that's me running that in the Facebook group, and I'm at Vehicle for Butter on Instagram as well. So if anyone needs to reach out, have any questions or suggestions, just let either one of us know.
And gentlemen, just again, the date and the actual address.
Yep. So the date is September 28th, 2025, and the actual address is 568 Main Street, Hudson, Massachusetts, 01749 if you need the zip.
There you go.
Awesome.
PatCon 2025. Be there or be square. Gentlemen, it's been wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you.
Well, it's great
Really
being here.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
And I'm really keen to sort of perhaps catch up, or if you can post some stuff on our Facebook page, just with some pictures as to how things are going over the weekend.
We're all keen
That'd
to
be
see it.
Really, really awesome.
Absolutely, will do.
No worries. Thanks very much. That's Mason and Spencer, and we will catch you around soon.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Well, it's been a great episode.
Yeah.
It was an interesting chat with
Mason and
Mason
Spencer.
and Spencer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
a stash from that Spencer.
It sounds. I'm jealous. That's a classic. That's a
I
classic.
wish I could grow a mustache like that, man.
Yeah. I can't. No, that PatCon sounds good.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Especially where they hold it too. What a great place to hold a competition.
Well, we know, I mean, because we've been to nationals and we know what a stampede is for the
the raffles.
The raffle.
Oh yeah.
Imagine the raffle where they're giving away a tank ride.
That'd be pretty
You'd
cool.
want to stand aside so you don't get trampled, wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely.
I don't know, why is it in the US that they go nuts with the raffles? It's an interesting concept. I think coming from a great gambling country like Australia.
I mean, so
Yeah, I'd like to see.
for Americans
can't-
to know, right? The only time you'll ever see a raffle, it'll be for
A meat raffle.
handful of. There'll be only one raffle, and
Yeah.
it'll be for a handful of things.
Yeah.
It's not like at the IPMS Nationals where they've got like this rolling series of
next level,
like
man.
20 plus
Got a big
raffles or
screen
something.
with all these different prizes on.
Yeah, and they've got spreadsheets to keep track of all their different things.
Oh.
It's like that's
Next level.
I've
It is off the
never seen
chart.
anything
It
remotely
is
like that.
off the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah, different breed over there.
Yep.
All right, let's wind it up.
So what's happening next episode, Dave?
Next episode, got a couple of people lined up on.
Well, ways to let people know who we got on.
Well, it's not written in stone yet, but they're circling the sinkhole. So that's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Circling the sinkhole.
That doesn't sound too promising, actually, if they're circling the sinkhole.
It doesn't, but it's going to be interesting. We've got a couple of really interesting dudes lined up over the next couple of episodes, and we've got some interesting stuff that we're looking at doing with those banjo pickers from Kentucky as well. So that's coming up.
Cool.
Sometime towards the end of the year as well.
Bit of cross-pollinisation.
Yeah, a bit of a cross-pollinisation and all that other sort of. God, I can't. My teeth are not in. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, who knows?
Anyway. I'll think about it anyway. Okay, so that's it from me. Julie, Ian, you sign off.
That's it from me too.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got. I mean, I've never got much to say for these outros, do I?
You don't. Episode 221.
You know, it's really not a good idea to ask me to say anything because, frankly, if I'm going to say anything, I'm going to just draw this podcast out another, 5 minutes or something, which you'd rather not have me do.
Well, what we can say is that there's a whole host of other wonderful podcasts listening to. Jeez, I'm having so much trouble, man.
You are.
There are a whole host of other wonderful podcasts for your listening pleasure. Simply go to modelpodcast.com where there's an aggregation of all the great podcasts about scale modelling for you just to click on and go and listen.
And there is a lot there, isn't there? I remember when we first started, there was 2.
Yes, well, when we first started, it was just me.
Yeah.
Us.
Then it was 2, and now there's tons of them.
It's just great to see. Brings more
variation.
You know what I've noticed lately is that the whole kit bashing and sort of making your own stuff and sci-fi, I think that's being spurred forward by a lot of 3D printing and a lot of social media.
Oh, yeah.
People are going off-road more these days. You're starting to see it become more popular.
Yeah.
It seems like an interesting subject for another episode.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right.
I suggested to Christian in our model club that because he's got a lot of kits and he has to find a place for them and all that sort of thing. And I said, why don't you just get rid of your kits? Because he can't help himself. He has to mess with the kit. He can't just build it out of the box. He has to screw around with it.
What's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But if he's going to do that, because it just lengthens out his build time and he ends up, I said, why don't you just throw away get rid of all your kits and just scratch build only from now on, because he's good at it.
Mm-hmm.
He's fully scratch built spacecraft and other things.
Yep.
And he's currently building like a car that's like only like part of the bodywork it's like a Ferrari F40, and then he's going to build his own engine and tube frame and all that sort of crap. He should just do that. I said, it'll take up a whole lot less space. You just have like sheet styrene and some rods and stuff. That's it.
Yep.
Let's not pump his tyres up anymore.
Yep.
And as I've been trying now for the last 5 minutes to end the show, and you just keep dragging it on with.
Yeah, that's right. So maybe next time you'll think wiser of like throwing the ball to me.
All right. Catch you later. We'll see you in a fortnight.
See ya.